Hi everybody, this is Carrie from KDS Insurance Services. How are we doing this afternoon? It's Friday, thank goodness, the weekend is here. Wanted to come in today and talk to you about a subject that I had a call on yesterday, and I thought it deserved a video to get the information, the explanation out to other people as well. So when you have an automobile accident and there are two insurance companies involved, your insurance companies and the other party's insurance company. And when the accident is handled by police, the police come to the scene, of course, and then they issue a police report. And the police report generally takes about 10 days to 2 weeks for you to get a copy of it, so you can know exactly what the police determined happened in this particular accident. So it's really important when you're at the scene of the accident, obviously, to exchange information. As I've mentioned several times before, never assume any fault. Just exchange the information, make sure that you're okay, make sure the other party is okay, but to not at that point accept any responsibility for the accident. And so then, if you're in a situation where you believe it is the other party's fault, or the other party has admitted fault, then you should proceed with the accident using that party's insurance, so the other person's insurance. And let's just say during this time, you don't have a vehicle, your vehicle is not in working order, then you call the other company and you report your claim, and then they should at that point get you a rental car, since you are turning it in the claim on the other party's insurance. So let's say you go through this process and then the insurance company comes back to you and says, we are not going to accept any responsibility for this claim. The police report has come back and indicated that you are at fault, and so our client is not going to assume responsibility for your damages, and so therefore we are denying your claim. So then at this point you have a couple of options. You can, actually 3 options. You can just take care of the vehicle by yourself and not involve your insurance company. Which would mean you're paying for everything, your rental car, the repairs, everything. 2, you can seek legal assistance. If you feel like it is definitely the other party's fault and they're just not cooperative, and you feel like you are absolutely not going to assume any of the responsibility for the accident, and you're not going to pay anything for the damages to your car, then you could seek legal assistance and pursue that way back to the other party and their carrier. Or you can go to your insurance company. You can open up a claim, and your insurance company will take all the information, start processing the claim. At this point, though, that is generally going to be covered on your insurance policy as a collision claim, which is a surchargeable event for you on that policy, which means at the next renewal, the insurance company can then come back and surcharge you for an at-fault accident. So just know that going into this explanation, that if you use your own insurance and it's a collision, your insurance company is going to use your collision coverage to repair your vehicle. You would also have to have on your policy at this point rental car coverage, because if you want to rent a car and use your policy, you have to have rental car coverage on your policy in order for a rental car to be issued to you. Then your insurance company would get involved, and they would go to you and they would request a statement. They would then go to the other party and request a statement. And then the 2 insurance companies then have to deal with each other and work with each other for the resolution of this claim. If the other insurance company has already denied your claim, then your insurance company is going to go back to them and ask them to document why they are not going to be covering your claim and what is the reasons why they have assigned all of the fault to you. Now, a lot of times when this happens and the insurance companies get involved, obviously you have representation from your insurance company. That's one of the things you buy when you buy car insurance, is legal representation. And so let's say during this conversation between your company and their company, it's determined that really the fault of the accident is 50-50. It's 50% your fault, 50% fault the other party's fault. A lot of times what happens here is when that distinction or that resolution is determined that it's both people's fault, then your company would cover your damages and their company would cover their damages. That's a general explanation and a general thing that happens. It's not written in stone that way, so don't take this completely literal. This is just an example of what could happen. Now, if in this process your company deems that it is the other person's fault and they can't communicate with each other and they can't come to a resolution, this is generally where the legal part of this process steps in. The insurance companies do not want that to happen, and so there's generally communication and conversation and negotiation that goes on between the carriers at this point, because you've turned this over to them. It's their responsibility to handle the claim from this point. And so there's generally communication and negotiations back and forth where the companies then say to each other, okay, well, it really is 50% your client's fault and it's 50% my client's fault, so we'll handle the damages for us and you handle the damages for them. Now, if there's a dispute and your company actually feels like it's more the other party's fault, generally they're going to go ahead and process your claim, repair your vehicle, get you a rental car if you need a rental car, and if you have that coverage, and then any monies that they pay out on your behalf, if they feel it's the other person's fault, then they will go back and they will subrogate back to that carrier for the monies that has been paid out on your behalf where it was not 100% your fault. That's called subrogation. But the thing I really, really want you to remember here is if you turn your claim in on your insurance and it's deemed to be your fault, then your insurance company is going to cover that claim using your collision coverage, and then you are then as susceptible for a surcharge at your next renewal. So just remember this, it's very important. It's very important when the insurance companies call you, whatever the carrier is, yours or theirs, to just answer their questions very precisely and succinctly. Don't elaborate. Don't give them any more information than they're asking you for. If they're asking you for details about what happened, be very specific and be very concise in what you're saying. Don't elaborate, because when you get into elaborating, that's when we sort of get into trouble and we say things that we really shouldn't say, or we assume things that can be then determined to be your fault. So it's just really important to be very concise and not elaborate. And that's kind of the process here. So I know that it's a very confusing process, and the insurance companies are extremely slow right now. Their customer service is just not good. So be patient. Give it 2 to 3 days before you call back in if nobody's called you. But at that third day, if they haven't called you, you definitely need to call back in and find out what's going on. Of course, if you have any questions about this particular subject, or really any subject, that's what these videos are for. We're here to help you understand the world of insurance so it's not so confusing and frustrating. Unfortunately, it is a necessity. We all have to have it. And so if these videos that I do can help you in this process to understand it and get a better grip on insurance, then I'm successful at what I'm doing. So please leave me a comment if you would. If you need me to get back to you, I'm absolutely happy to do that. Just shoot me a message or leave me a comment. I'm all over social media, or you can reach me through my website, which is www.kds-insurance-services, or give me a call. My information's out there on social media everywhere. So I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope this helps clarify the auto claim situation when there are two different insurance companies involved. So Thank you again for stopping by today. I do appreciate you taking the time. Have a wonderful weekend. Make sure you like and subscribe this video, and don't forget to hit that bell so you know the next time I post a video. Take care, God bless, and stay cool in this very, very hot summer we're having. Bye-bye.